must admit, I love my little sketchbook, as you all know, because I keep making collages in it. This for me is definitely been the way to go. It is compact, it is easy for me to review what I've done because most of the time my collages and my ideas end up in a drawer that I never look through. This way, it just makes me so much happier to see the results and to share them with you. This little layout was something I did off camera and initially didn't care for it at all. Now I really like it. Did a little bit of Zen doodling in the background here, which I normally don't do in my collages, but that's why it's a sketchbook and you can do what you want. Here's some transparency I really liked. I used Scotch tape and kind of did like the ransom note thing with the letters. I might play with that again in this video, don't know, because we still have a couple pages left, actually quite a few, and I haven't done anything with this background yet, back cover yet, so there's still a lot to play with. I do have a couple other children's books that I got for cheap. That's the other thing, the upcycling of the children's books, it means so much because they aren't difficult to find. You can reuse them and they are sturdy. This is going to last a while. This is going to hold up very, very well. So yeah, this is my new thing. I really, really like it, if you can't tell already. So other good things are happening. I am still doing my collage workshops, although I hit a snag in that I ended up not feeling well for most of July. I have here a packet of the pieces I probably won't put into a packet for my workshops. One of the elements of my workshops that I really enjoy doing is creating the packets for my participants, just to give them an idea of how my thinking is and to help guide them when they're ready to do their own collages and choose their own ephemera. And sometimes I find pieces that I'm like, oh, I so want to use this in my own collage, so I go ahead and I do that. Why not? It's all right. There's no rules here. I save a lot of envelopes, as you may know. Well, this one doesn't have it. The security envelopes are another favorite thing of mine also, where I'm playing with different designs that are really simple and easy to get a hold of. I love sustainability in art. I love when it allows me to play and I'm not worried about how much that paint cost or how much that paper was. That's where I got my lettering from my Scotch tape pulls. Here we go. So this is what I love too. Oh, maybe not that thank you, but I love getting envelopes in the mail. And sometimes I'll get them and I'll use them for storage of smaller pieces, which I also do for my packets for my workshops, because I'll cut something kind of small like this and that can get lost in a big packet. So I try to put them into envelopes. And envelopes, back to those envelopes, I like to save them because they inspire me. I don't know what it is. It takes me to another place. And you know what? If a security envelope makes me happy, then, it's a good day, right? So I want to do a collage just because that's what I do here. I'm thinking about this old image of Cindy Crawford. I didn't know it was Cindy Crawford, but I liked the way it was. I didn't want to put it into a packet because I do have some younger people, some kids that sometimes join my classes, and I just want to be careful. I don't think it's inappropriate, honestly, but maybe other people might, so I just try to be careful about what I put into my packets. And then I love this face. I'm thinking Cindy might become a transparency. He might be underneath. That's one thing that I love about transparencies is what can come through. And we'll see what more we have in this packet. It's not necessarily about rejection. It's just about discovering beauty in things that may not have necessarily been beautiful before. wrap. I had fun making this, but I am going to point out some of my issues I have with craftsmanship. You probably noticed that I did some gluing. I wanted to because there was a large piece that I wanted to keep intact and to use as the background, especially in case of this transparency. You should be able to see that background kind of bleeding through, and I love the way that looked. But this is the issue that I'm running into. There's some wrinklage here with the paper and the glue. It could be because the Mod Podge I'm using, I think it's a little old and it may be drying out. Again, this is a little scrapbook. I am having fun with it. And I don't know if it's going to turn into anything, but it's just something that inspires me, the imagery and the technique. I've also noticed with this sketchbook that a lot of the collages are a little busy. That's not a bad thing, but it's actually a deviation from the way I normally work. I usually keep things minimal, and there's a lot of color, there's a lot of movement, there is a lot going on. And again, I'm simply going to repeat. It's just for me to have a good time. This isn't going to be going into a gallery, at least I don't think it is. If it does, awesome. And it's really something that allows me to play. It allows me to make mistakes. And is it really a mistake? I don't know. I don't think so. I had a good time with it, and I do love the color. Although this is the kind of thing actually sometimes I don't like when I see other collages and there's a lot of activity going on. Then there's also these transparencies, which were like I don't know how to describe it. It came like in a design book. That's something else I normally don't use, but I just threw them in here because I had them. Everything here was a leftover, and I like leftovers. I really do. So aside from some wrinklage and then also a bit of bubbling with the transparency, I'm not sure why that happened. That doesn't always happen. Maybe I needed to burnish it better, but there is some bubbling going on. And it does happen with my larger transparencies. So usually when I'm folding, when the tape is overlapping, I run into that problem. It's just something to be cognizant of. I threw this eye in at the last minute. It actually becomes something of a focal point. I'm glad I did, because without it, it felt very, very bare and not in a good way. So all in all, I'm happy with it. It was so much fun to make this collage. I will definitely stand by that. And I do love how the transparency is working here and here as well. I like the hands. I love hands and eyes and mouths. I did cut off the face. That might end up somewhere else in a collage, maybe. Perhaps even this book. I could put it here. Almost has like a Warhol feel to it, doesn't it? I could put it here and just see what happens if I eventually use it. That's what happened with this collage. Everything kind of relates. So I could almost keep going and make a 2-pager using this. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stop. But you should not stop. If you feel creative, please give into that. Make things. Even if you feel it's not perfect, it's not good, it doesn't belong in a gallery, it does. This is its own little gallery, and I'm very proud of it. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know if any of you have collage sketchbooks and that you go out and play every day and have a really good time, because that's what it's all about. The wonderful little dopamine rush we give ourselves when we collage. So that being said, thank you for watching. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Leave me a note. I always appreciate hearing from you all. Appreciate the viewership, and I will see you in the next video.